Are you afraid of the woods? You should be. That is, if you go into the wrong ones. Grab a seat by the fire. Here are 5 creepy forests you wouldn't want to go exploring in after dark, or at all. The Deering Woods, also known as the Screaming Woods, is located in Kent, England. It is an ancient forest, and said to be the most haunted woods in all of Britain. It gets its nickname from the screaming voices that can be heard in the dead of night. Some say they even hear whispers and footsteps in the forest on foggy days. For hundreds of years, people have just gone missing in the Screaming Woods, never to be seen again. Many local townspeople report to have seen black shadows following them while they travel across the forest, between the trees. There are stories of the spirit of a highwayman that supposedly still haunts the roads through the forest, still stalking his victims. The woods were also known to be an important religious site for the ancient Celts of the area, and is one of the oldest Neolithic sites in the world. What old magic still lingers in this wood, waiting for someone to venture off the beaten path? Will that person be you? Bashu Forest, located in Romania, is filled with twisted, bending trees reaching up from the ground like mangled fingers. It is widely known as the Bermuda Triangle of Romania. Many who enter the forest describe a sickening feeling, followed by anxiety and nausea. Electronic devices just stop working, and people have been known to just disappear. One story says that a little girl ventured off one day after playing near the woods. Her parents looked up, and she was just gone. The village searched and searched for her for days, but they ultimately found nothing. Then, 5 years later, the same little girl came skipping out of the woods, dressed as she was the day she went missing. When they asked her where she had been all this time, the little girl only replied that her memory was foggy and that she hadn't been gone but for a moment. UFO sightings are common in this area, with strange lights being reported just above the treetops. Still stranger, locals talk of portals in the woods. At the center of the forest is a perfect circle-shaped clearing called the Dead Zone. Nothing grows there. Nothing. Scientists can't figure out why. Many believe this to be a doorway to another world or a landing site to a UFO. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you. If you want to see it, it's just a short hike in. The Pine Barrens in New Jersey is a huge pine forest that covers a good portion of the state. 1.1 million acres, to be precise. Once a hotspot for logging and timber, the area now sits mostly unoccupied. Abandoned by its former owners, ruins can be found all throughout the Pine Barrens. Sawmills and old industrial equipment left to rust and decay in the woods alone. A lot of people lived their lives in these woods, while others lost them. The forest is littered with memories of the past. One of the Pine Barrens' most famous residents is the Jersey Devil. The legend is as strange as the creature itself. It is said that a woman named Jane Leeds became pregnant with her 13th baby. Fed up with motherhood, she cursed the baby by wishing that he would become a devil. Well, she got her wish. Although the baby was born with no issues, it is said that the baby slowly morphed into the devil-like child, with the head of a goat, the wings of a bat, and a forked tail. The Jersey Devil is said to still stalk the woods, terrorizing the locals, forever cursed by the mother who rejected him. Another legend speaks of a white stag that warns of impending doom. If you ever see this spectral creature, you should stop what you're doing and leave. If the stag is there, you should beware. Cameron Park, just outside of Waco, Texas, is a paranormal hotbed of activity. In the park is an old staircase named Jacob's Ladder. It stretches 88 steps from the ground up and is said to be haunted. If a couple climbs the stairs at night, it is said the woman will feel a tug from an invisible hand on them. On the north end of the park is the famed Lover's Leap. As the name implies, it is said that two Native Americans from warring tribes made their fateful leap off this cliffside rather than be apart. Some say they can still hear the whispers of the couple on the wind, saying their final goodbyes. And probably the most famous location in Cameron Park is the Witch's Castle, a strange, crumbling ruin deep in the park. There are many stories of the Witch's Castle, but the most popular one is that the castle is the former home of a woman from the early 1800s. At the time, local residents in nearby Waco were disappearing, one by one, just up and vanishing into thin air. That's when the town turned their attention to this poor woman. Accusing her of witchcraft, a mob surrounded her house and burned it to the ground with her locked inside. The woman's ghost is said to still be very active in the park today. She looks to exact her revenge on anyone she feels wronged her. She is said to chase anyone down that happens to wander into the wrong part of the park. Hell hath no fury like a woman burned to death. And finally, we have the forest of Iwata in Ichikawa, Japan. The forest has been known for its strange disappearances for years. Since at least the early 19th century, it has been said that those who enter Iwata are bound to get spirited away, never to be seen again. Even today, entry into the forest is strictly forbidden. Some blame the disappearances on a local fox spirit, or kitsune. Others believe it to be a ghost of an old samurai lord. Some theorize that there must be a gas or a poison released that kills those who enter. As time has gone on, the forest is now only a shadow of its former self, at roughly only 40 square yards. It sits among modern buildings and parking lots, but the warning still stands. Those who enter never come out. Would you go into any of these woods alone or at night? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, please like and subscribe if you want more paranormal stories like these. And remember, are you receiving the night signal?